Welcome to Arts Live Theater's Me Interview You Too. I'm Lacey Baxter, and I've been doing Arts Live for a year now, but I've been doing shows with the directors from Arts Live for about 3 years.
I've done shows for about 3 years. Hi, I'm Ross.
All right, well, let's get started on our questions. Do you want to go first?
Sure. What is your favorite thing about theater?
My favorite thing about theater is definitely how accepting everybody is. It doesn't matter which walk of life you come from, everyone's gonna accept you and not judge you and not criticize you. And we're all just friends. Everybody love everybody, as my history teacher would say.
Yeah, that's a good thing about Arts Live. They're so friendly, they're so welcoming. And adding on to that, I would say it's a great way to take your mind off other things, especially now because quarantine and the coronavirus can get your mind a little worried or maybe a little stressed. But I found that, when you take your mind off other things and you go do an online show or just talk to other people from Arts Live, it just really takes your mind off other things and it just helps you get full mind peace.
Yeah. All right, next question.
What is your dream role?
That one's kind of a tough one. My dream role is probably Lydia in Beetlejuice because she just seems like a very fun character to play, and the musical itself seems like a really fun musical. So yeah, and then other than that, I would probably want to play Veruca Salt just because I want to be a bratty character because I always play the good guy. And I've never played a brat, and it seems super fun to do, and I want to play a brat.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
I would say for me, I would say Simba from Lion King. I love Lion King. It's a great show, and also Simba has lots of personality and expresses himself a lot. And he goes from being a little cub, just sad his father died, and then just growing up in the forest with Pumbaa and Timon, and just becomes a great leader.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So
this one of my other roles that I would want to play is Timon. It seems like super fun.
he'd be funny.
Mhm.
So, what is your favorite role you've been in?
Um, Definitely Charlie in Willy Wonka.
I would say for me, my favorite role was Peter in Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing. I was currently in fifth grade during that time, but it was so much like me.
Yeah.
I was super surprised how much this character was like me because, other than the grade, literally we talked pretty much the same way, we acted pretty much the same way, and almost pretty much exact situations. So it was a funny show. I got to know a lot of people, and I really liked that character because it applied
Mhm.
a lot to me. So, what is your top three favorite shows you've been in?
Um, Willy Wonka because it was just a whole new world for me. Cause we put on the show in 8 days, and that's pretty crazy on its own. But considering that the show was as good as it was just great, and it was also my first lead role, and so it was very eye opening to see perspective from a new stage, a new cast, a new show that was only done in 8 days. It was just great.
So, what would you be your second?
Yeah, I forgot about those. Um, my second would be Mary Poppins because that one wasn't with Arts Live, but it was super duper fun and it was a lot of people from Arts Live. And I got to know the whole cast and everybody was so nice and super fun. And I still keep in touch with well over half the cast today. And then my third would be Wizard of Oz because I had a smaller role, yet it felt like I had the biggest one because everybody was so nice. Everybody was on the same level, and everybody just was awesome. It was a great cast. Then yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the same. The cast was great. It was funny. It was a good show.
Hmm.
I think my first one would be Madagascar. It wasn't with ALT, but it was directed by Miss Julie. It was so like fun. I mean, the movie is kind of a goofy movie, and it wasn't like a super serious, in the plot and like the base of it. It was just a really great. It was a great show, and
Hmm.
I wear a tux and sunglasses, so that was a personal
That was a great costume.
for me. Yes, Miss Jin's great with her costumes. Um,
Hmm.
and I just met a lot of people. And second, Mary Poppins. Like you said, it wasn't with ALT. It was super fun, and also for me, it also introduced a different and newer character in a way.
Hmm.
Because one, I had to do a British accent. It was very different. It was great. Hopefully, at the moment, I was like, "Ooh, this is kind of hard." But I mean, you had to do a Cockney accent, which is
Yeah.
pretty hard. And I feel like it just introduced a new character to me that was younger than me. Michael Banks was a lot
Hmm.
younger than me, and just it's something to remember by because I did a different character. I think my third would have to be Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing. It was
Oh.
very fun, funny, and I met a lot of people. And that was my first show because I had done two musicals before, but show, and it was directed by Miss Natalie. And that
Hmm.
was my first show I did with Miss Natalie, and it was awesome.
Next question.
So this is a little off topic, but why not? What are three things you do on a daily basis while on a quarantine day?
Hmm. Well, I wake up. Yeah, I wake up every day, and it's fun. I watch TikToks. Yeah, I watch TikToks, and I eat.
I would say for me, first one is definitely just checking my phone, pretty much like all the social medias.
Hmm.
And really, I'm just checking in on everyone, seeing what they're posting or how they're doing, just, how they're doing right now in quarantine. My second one is video games with my friends because that is like, I mean, video games are fun, but also that is pretty much the only way I can talk to my friends from maybe school, my old school, or just have a good time. And my third one, I would have to say resting and watching TV, like just similar. It might
Yeah.
be lying on the couch or on your bed watching something, or just closing your eyes because sometimes we all need to rest.
Mm. Yeah. Um. All right. Is that all your questions, or do you have more?
Nope, that's all.
All right. Well, on to my questions. There goes my hair. Um. What has been your favorite show that you've seen?
I have a tie between two. My
Mhm.
first one's Cats. The second one is A Christmas Story because the first one, Cats, it's so interesting. It's like abstract. It's just different from other shows I've seen. And I'm pretty sure from how I remember it, they sang everything. There was no dialogue, but just all
Yeah.
singing. And it was very musical, and I like singing, I like music, and I think it was a great show, and it just
Mhm.
introduced something different to me. And then A Christmas Story, hilarious, very funny, and the movie's really funny. And I also love musicals, and it was a musical, so it was like my favorite two things: comedy movies and a musical put together.
Yeah.
It was really good.
My two favorite, I have a tie too. Um, would be Wicked and Mamma Mia that Miss Julie directed. Because she did like such a great job with the directing, and I mean, I wish that everyone in the entire world had gotten to go see that show because it was so good and it was so like it was just an amazing show. And then Wicked, I don't remember much about it because I was like 7 or 6 when I saw it. But it was super duper like I remember it being really fun, and there were a lot of souvenirs that you could get. And then there was a green baby, and that's all that I remember from it. But it's supposed to be really good, so I'm gonna say that it's really good. Yeah. All right, my next question. Who would play you in the movie of your life?
Well, I've been told multiple times by so many people that like if I do my hair right and just I look like him. I look like the actor. It's super hard to say his name, but the actor of Kevin from Home Alone, the Home Alone series, and obviously he's an adult now. But I feel like if he turned young again, like the younger version of him, I feel like if we swapped and he did my movie, no one would tell the difference.
Yep. um, I would hope that if they made a movie about my life, then I would get to play myself.
Yeah,
And then I'd have like cousins and stuff play the younger versions of me. And
yeah.
yeah. But if it couldn't be myself that played me, um, I think that there aren't very many, like, I don't have a celebrity counterpart or anyone, but like the celebrity that looks closest to me, I think, would be like Olivia Rodrigo from High School Musical, the musical, the series. Um, yeah, she looks kind of like me, so probably her. Yeah. So next question, uh, which show would you want a backstage tour of and why?
That's hard. Um, I gotta say, hmm, I think I would say Hamilton because it's just a great show and honestly they bring rap into it because you know Lin Manuel Miranda he brings some rap into it and like I see today there's a good bit of rap going around. I listen to a little bit and it's just curious what he does like you know before shows and what does he do to prepare himself before you know going on stage doing it in front of a live audience and it's a big audience so I'm just wondering you know he's done it for a while but I wonder how he just keeps his nerves in check and is just ready to do whatever.
Yeah, if I could get a backstage tour of like any show I wanted, I would probably go with Beetlejuice just because they have a bunch of big props and big set changes, and I would just want to see how all of that was done. And like that big snake thing, I would want to see how that gets controlled. And yeah, it just looks like a really fun show to be in backstage. And yeah,
Yeah, especially
um,
Lion King too. It's
oh
like
yeah,
props, they're so big, and I'm just like, how do they operate them? How do they, you know, keep in like a small space? Because I like from looking at the curtains, like the side curtains and things, it's just small space. So I'm just really curious.
mhm. All right. Next question. Um, if you could perform one show again, which one would it be?
Another hard question. Hmm. I would say Madagascar because it was super fun and it was just a funny it was a funny show, funny movie too. And also I would be really curious as to see like if we did it again, like would we have the same rules or would some of us be switched up roles? That's what I'm curious about. Like what if I had played your role and then
Hmm.
you had played mine? You know, that would be interesting.
Yeah, like that'd be fun if we had like a role swap. Like you would play King Julian and I would play Skipper. It'd be just fun. Um,
Yeah.
if I could perform another show again, it'd probably be Willy Wonka because it was just a fun cast, a fun group of people, and I would really want to play all the games that we did during snack time and lunches and stuff again because we had some fun conversations during those times. And yeah,
Yeah.
Willy Wonka. My next question is, how many times do you think you have said thank you five?
100,000. I know it's a big number, but we have said it so many times. It's engraved in my head.
Yeah.
So at least 100,000.
That's probably the number I would go for too. If like, I think that when I die, I'm gonna have that engraved on my tombstone. It'd be like, Lacey Baxter, thank you 5. Yeah, that's gonna be it. And my last question is, what was your most awkward on-stage experience?
Well, you know about it because it was in Mary Poppins, and we were doing step in time, and she was Bert, and we were all dancing. It was a great dance. And my choreography as Michael Banks, I would go back just backwards, and then I'd run up, hop off a block, and just land in a pose. And there was 2 little girls on that block as well. And I am pretty sure, as I recall the event, so I was running and this was like 4th or 5th show, and as I was running and as I was hopping off the block, I think one of them accidentally scooted it up a little bit. And so as I stepped on the block, my foot slipped off the edge and I just fell on the floor, like face down. But since from improv, lessons and stuff, I just found the perfect spot of just doing this for the end.
And I watched it, and you pulled it off very well. Very smooth recovery.
I thought it was going to be the end of my career, but apparently not.
Nope. All right. My most awkward on stage experience was in Willy Wonka. It was during a set change, so I actually wasn't on stage, but still. One of the kids was pulling in the bed that all the grandparents were sitting on, and while he was pulling it by the headboard, and the headboard ripped off, and he went like flying across the stage, and it was super duper funny. But yeah, the bed was coming out stage right, and I was in the wing on stage left, and I got a perfect view of it. It was super funny. But yeah, that wraps up my questions. Thank you guys for watching. Is there anything you would like to say?
For more opportunities, just go to artslivetheater.com.
And all right. Thanks for
later.
watching. Bye.